Hello, party people. Welcome to another episode of Party XP. I'm your host, Lakan, and joining me is Jeff. Say hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
How have you been? We're a little further into the new year. Anything new with you?
No, thank God. Let's keep it that way. No news is good news, right?
Yeah, keep it simple. We're just trying to keep our head down for now. It's been pretty cozy for me. I don't know about you. Like it's been we've kind of been in the middle of winter, right? We got a couple snowfalls now. You know, I love bundling up and sleeping and like just waking up and like, oh, look at that. It's nice out. You know what I mean? How do you feel about the cozy winter months?
I fucking hate winter. I was born in August. Anyway, so like I had Steam open. Just a quick side tangent real fast.
Okay.
I had Steam open because I have no idea what you're about to give me right now.
Okay.
So I had Steam up just so I could look it up. And the Steam Award, to date this episode a little bit, the Steam Award winners have come out. And I saw all the sales, and holy shit, there are games on sale.
Yeah.
Hades is $20. Fallout 76 is $4. Slay the Spire is $250. Like,
yeah,
there's so many. Mortal Kombat 1 is $10.
Yeah, man. Like anytime Steam has the seasonal sales, right? I was recording this. We're currently still technically on the end tail of the winter sale. But yeah, a lot you can pick up on. And again, a lot of these games do go on sale. Right, Steam regularly holds sales, pretty often. So check out for some stuff, and always see if you want to pull the trigger on anything. As you could tell on the Steam account, Jeff, as you also look at what we share. I have a problem.
So I often will play games in the bedroom. You know, my son lays next to me and just watches kind of YouTube Kids for a little while after school, just to kind of decompress and chill out. And I do the same. Right? Like after I work all day, I go sit and I play, Digimon for an hour or whatever for an hour. And every time I get to Steam Big Picture mode, there are new games in the library, and they're not my games. And I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
But sometimes, every once in a while, it's like, oh, good, he bought that.
Like I'll see, like I feel like I'm the one who always starts it off, right? I'll pick up like 5 or 6 games that are like $2-3 a pop, right? Maybe like one $15 game,
Right.
and then like I'll see you pick up one, and then like 3 days later, I'm like, ooh, and then another 5 show up in my cart, and I'm like,
To be fair, I did add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 the other day.
yes. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, the gates are open. I guess we're going, and and I bought another 20. I mean, it's like, it's for you, it's for me, it's for my brother. We're sharing, we're family.
Right, exactly. Most importantly, we're getting Gabe games, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And things like that we can all kind of pick and put down a lot of it because, again, I'm a big roguelike guy, or even like some session games, so. But yeah, this one, don't worry, it's nothing super new. This one's actually been out. It's a bit of an established title here. And I think it's perfect for situation because I gifted you something a little bit recently, right?
Well, I had to pay for it, but
like,
yeah, you got it for me at a deep discount.
Yeah,
so thank you for that.
Yeah. So it's perfect situation. You are now the proud owner of an Asus ROG Ally. Welcome to the Handheld PC Club.
It's something that I've wanted for a long time. Like, I have been watching the Logitech cloud gaming device because most of the time I'm playing, at home anyway.
Yeah,
I'm just playing in a different room. So, like, I didn't need something that could, stand on its own independently. But when the opportunity came up to get one of these things, I was like, well, I might as well get the good one, right?
Yeah,
so,
and you take a couple trips a year, with your family, and it's like, if you have a little hour or two to yourself, why not, right? You can slam a little something away.
Yeah, exactly.
I think this is a perfect game for it. This is one of the games that, like, it's been out for a while, but I pulled the trigger on it, and then I finally get it, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and then I remember, like, I just, like, wanted to play stuff in bed. Like, I think I was sick or something like that, and I was, like, kind of in bed for a couple of days, and like, I can slam through a couple games, right? So this game that I'm giving you is called Lil Gator Game. Have you heard of it?
Let me see. I don't know. I doubt it.
Okay.
But
All
right, let's see.
So you can find it in the library.
Oh.
Okay, so this game, Lil Gator Game, is a 2022 game developed by MegaWobble and published by Playtonic Games. It is a 3D platformer where you play as a young alligator who spends their time trying to get their older sister's attention. Yeah, it's very cute, very, very comfy, right? That's kind of why I was like, alluding to the comfy winter months, right? I bundle in bed, like I was like holding my Steam Deck onto my side, you know what I mean? Just kind of slamming through this game and just exploring everything. It was a very fun game. It was initially released on December 14, 2022 on Switch and Windows, and then later released on PS4, 5, Xbox One, S, and X on October 10, 2023. As Lil Gator, you explore a series of islands with a multitude of different inhabitants and side quests to complete, and locations to discover. It is developed by a three-man team, again, MegaWobble, by Scott Sloosh, Robin Burgess, and Connor Quinn. Development
Mhm.
started in 2020 based on a tech demo named Playground Hero, and a GIF of the game's character, the Gator, Lil Gator, running around in a circle gave the game visibility and helped the game start production upon receiving publisher attention. The main character is inspired by Link from Legend of Zelda, side quests inspired by the Yakuza series because of the absurdity and the quirky nature of the characters. And the game's exploratory and visual style was influenced by 2019's A Short Hike, which I also love that game, as well as Kirby Air Ride and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
This little motherfucker better start singing Dame Dane right now.
As in you punch a bear mascot at one point, clearly, right? That's how it's gonna go.
Well, I mean, it looks like Banjo Kazooie, so it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So like, it absolutely is kind of in that vein of like classic 3D platformer collectathon ish kind of games, right? But super cozy. Like not a super long game. I kind of took this in like little like maybe like 5 sessions I cleared this game in.
Mhm.
But that's just because like doing it a little bit at work, and then I kind of just like again like I did first 2 sessions were like me sick in bed for the weekend, and then like
Right.
the last little bit I finished off at work for like an hour, like 1 or 2 1 hour sessions. So it's a good game. Then I ended up completing like fully like 100%ing the game afterwards. When I did like an extra hour or two. But yeah, that's kind of like all I really got here on my end. Any questions you got here before we get into it?
No, it looks so cute.
It's very cute.
Man, it's not really my type of. Usually, this wouldn't be a game that I pick out,
Mm-hmm.
but like, it doesn't mean that I don't like it and I don't want to. I wouldn't play it, especially now given given it for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I am excited. I'm going to have to try to figure out a way to keep this from my son because he's gonna want to play this game.
That's actually one little thing here. That's actually kind of why I thought about it, because we had a chat, like a casual chat, over the non-recordings, right? About your son starting to get a little bit interested in you playing video games, right? Or really kind of like starting to mess around with your fight stick, right? And really like watching you playing stuff. So I was like, maybe this would be a perfect game for maybe like a year or two when he starts really like getting a handle on like controllers and kind of like handling 3D movement in games. I think this would be like a perfect game for him to kind of like really ease into simple 3D movement. I think it'll be very fun for him.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'll give him a shot, but he's really it's not like when we were growing up, right? Where like I had an NES was my first system and it
Hmm.
had a pad and two buttons.
Yeah.
He has this whole gimmick. He hasn't quite figured out the right stick and the left stick.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to get him to kind of, understand that. I've been
Yeah.
thinking about getting one of those like 8-bit do or the, the cracked those little handheld controllers that we talked about
Hmm.
for the holiday guide,
Yeah.
just so he has something more simple to play with.
Just to kind of get him started.
Yeah, exactly. But all that is to say, I'm excited to get into this. So let me get started and I will figure out if he's going to like it or not later.
Absolutely, brother. Okay, cool. So, listeners, there'll be a short break here. For us, it'll be about a week or two. For you guys, it'll be about 5 to 10 seconds. And when we're back, we'll see how Jeff feels about Lil Gator Game.
See you on the other side.
Okay, we are back, and it's been a couple weeks. It's been a very rough time for us here in the Northeast. Uh,
Yeah, it has been a lot of cold, a lot of snow, a lot of
yeah.
single degree temperatures.
A lot of me feeling kind of rough as well too. Thank you, Jeff, for taking care of the last episode, doing
Right,
a solo
of
one.
course.
Kind of funny. I was like, oh, a little bummed out that we had to bang on like an emergency solo record, like second episode of the year. But thank you though for taking over, because I had a lot of stuff going on my end. So thank you.
Yeah,
Jeff, for
nobody
that.
likes when I do the serious stuff, but I like doing it. So you're gonna get used to it.
It's got to be done. You know what I mean? And I guess it offsets a little bit for me being a little bit, I guess like overly kind of just like, oh, whatever's fun. You know what I mean? Because whatever.
Life is great. There's nothing bad happening in the world right now.
Yeah, I just don't think about it ever. I just put it into the vault and
Exactly.
just let it sink in there. And then
Exactly.
and then you distract myself like a tiny child with jingling keys. Thank you for taking over because I did have a new job. I'm
Mm,
off the vampire shift.
very
So
good.
like kind of dealing with that, my very rough sleep schedule the first couple weeks of switching over. Yeah, very difficult for me to even get around for recording with you because I was just like dead after getting out of work or like my days off. My body was just like freaking out.
A little selfishly and a peek behind the curtain, I was like, how are we going to record? But luckily enough, you not only have a weekend, like a traditional weekend day off, but you have a day during the week off. I'm not going to
Yeah.
tell people when Lakan is in his house so they don't, send the goons to come shoot up your fucking place. But yeah, so luckily we have some time, like additional time during the week now
Yeah.
to record. So that's great.
Yeah, it really worked out for me, and it had been a minute since I have been working the third shift, so like kind of coming back to the human like side of things is like, oh, this is nice. I forgot like how nice the sun is.
Hmm. Exactly.
Hasn't really
Well,
helped with the single digit weather, but
no,
other than that,
not at
it's been
all.
pretty good.
Nope. But welcome back.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited now to talk about Little Gator Game.
Yeah. So what did you think? Again, you had a little bit of time to chew on it, so let's see what you got here.
Get it? Alligators chewing.
Yeah.
Um, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was such a like a cute, goofy little game,
Yeah.
and it kind of like you said, like it teleports you back to being a kid, and it kind of hit like a two-pronged approach for me, because now not only do I have my childhood to look back on, but I have my son's impending older childhood to look
Yeah.
forward to, and him being goofy with his friends. Like he's starting to make friends at school and like
Aw.
have his little buddies at school. So like it's really cool for me to see him do that and compare him to this. So I thought it was a fun game. It took me only about 2 hours to plow through everything.
Nice. Nice.
I thought it was a really enjoyable short little play. We were talking the other day and it mentioned like, yeah, it's a short game because you're not out for 10 to 12 hours with your friends when you're that young. You're only playing in the park for 2-3 hours at most,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it made sense that the game about playing with your friends in the park was kind of a short game. But I really enjoyed it. It was a really, like I said, it was a really goofy little game. The only gripe that I have with this game, because I thought the gameplay was great, the story was awesome, actually playing the game was enjoyable. Would it have killed them to put a map in the game? That's the only thing I'm like,
Okay.
I could have needed it. I could have used the map, dude.
Yeah, yeah. So like, okay, let's get into a little bit of the game a little bit here.
Mhm.
So because the game is kind of like a Breath of the Wild light, basically, in terms
Yes.
of like how it plays, your freedom of movement, which is kind of funny to say in like a very childlike game, right? The only way you can kind of get around this like multiple or two major islands, I guess, and like a couple minor outlying ones, is by just kind of going for it and kind of going onto these like higher parts of the mountain, like on top of a mountaintop,
Hmm.
or finding these small like like kind of road signs, like the cartoony like stick in the ground arrow, shaped piece of wood pointing right to go to the park or left towards the waterfall, and then kind of just like creating a mental map of like the lay of the land. So yeah, a map would have been nice, but again, considering this game is so small, and again, the game's point is exploration basically, because again, there's like a bit of like kind of funny advanced tech movement in this game.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, it's really easy to get around and kind of again like you quote unquote get lost in the game, but again, it's so quick to just find like a major landmark and kind of make your way back if you needed to.
Yeah, I recall kind of being able to really find my way around the first two friends. So here's the gist, right? The gist of the game is that you play as Little Gator. You create you name yourself as like a hero name, right?
Yeah,
Which is
yeah.
funny. So Lacan mentioned the Rog Ally here earlier in this conversation, right? So I almost soft locked myself out of the game because
Mm.
I couldn't get the keyboard to come up during the opening cinematic. And so I was like, "Oh my god, I can't even start this game because I was out at the time playing it." And I'm like, "Are you kidding? Like, I can't play it." I eventually
Yeah.
got the keyboard prompt to come up
Yeah, the shortcut
and
for it
typed
or
in my
whatever.
name.
Okay.
Couldn't get the capitalization to work, so I was lowercase Gilfer the whole game, which kind of fit the aesthetic of the game anyway. Like, if you play it and you look at the way they talk to each other, it's a lot. It's not as like polished, right? It's like two
Yeah.
kids talking, right? It's
Yeah,
like little
yeah.
kids talking, so it kind of fit ultimately. But I was
Okay.
like, wow, okay, that's great.
You almost got soft lock right at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's funny.
And so I found the first two people pretty easily, and then the third, and I said this to you yesterday, was like, there's this bougie amphitheater on this island, and I'm like,
Yes.
whoa, look at that, look at this outdoor amphitheater,
Yeah.
upper middle class kind of place, Red Rocks and shit, and that's crazy. Sorry, I got some crazy news right now, so I'm trying to like process this while we're talking on the
Okay, all good,
thing.
man. All good. Don't worry about it. Yeah, little baby game. It's fine. You don't have to think too hard about it anyway.
Right. No, thank God I didn't. And like I said, I thought it was a lot of fun. So you're trying to recruit kids to play in this game because your sister is busy with college work basically, and she used to make the game for you. Now
Yeah.
she's boilers. She's making the game for you, but not the real life game, a computer game.
She's like in school for like programming or game development, basically, and that's like kind of like the little teaser at the end after your little gator goes around these like again two major islands and a couple of smaller outlying ones. You're recruiting all of your friends, all of the townspeople, basically, and you're trying to like do these like tiny side tasks around to get them to get involved, basically. There's like cardboard monsters set up everywhere. There's like floating targets attached to balloons. A plethora of like weird kid makeshift weapons, right? There's like quite literally just like a stick and like a soup lid. You know what I mean? And then a bunch of different costumes for the game. So and like you kind of recruit them, and once they join you in the game, they go to like the park and start building it up and kind of create this like big decoration or facade of like a castle or like a restaurant setup, you know what I mean? So you're kind of getting every like the whole town involved in this because you're trying to make the game as big and as extravagant to get your sister interested because she seemed very involved in her work, but she was not explaining to your player character.
Yeah, right. So she was like, "Hey, I'm busy. I'm busy. I'm busy." But you don't know what she's doing until you get to the end of the game, and then you learn like what she's been up to, and it's cool.
Yeah,
Like it is pretty cool
it's very cute.
to see kind of what she's been going through, and like you also have that realization, like remembrance too of like college and
Yeah.
grinding out projects and big things like that. So it kind of hit home for me in both on both sides of it. And then always thinking about, oh my God, I'm so busy at work, and then my son's here and he wants to play, and I'm like, hang on, I got to finish this, and that guilt sets in too.
Hmm.
So it was a whole lot of it does definitely touch a few nerves. It is a really cool game to share with people, and share your own experiences with and compare them to yourself, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, like the game is like it is like relatively simple at its core, right? Again, you said you beat the game in like 2 hours or so,
Yeah,
right? I
exactly.
like 100% of the game in like 3 or 4.
Right.
So like not a very long experience, but hyper nostalgic, right? Because it just kind of transports you back to a time when things were simpler, when you kind of just go out and do stuff and not have to worry about responsibilities or the way of the world. It's funny because you have kind of these shadows, like almost like these like the Dark Souls little little like impressions basically around the map, and it's really cute, right? Because like you'll get like a little bit of text, a little bit of story, like it's like, oh yeah, like Big Sis used to create all these games inside of her head, and like I remember one time we raced here, and she definitely let me win this one time, but I remember
Right.
finally winning and being really happy, and I was like, oh man, this is so wholesome. It's just
Right.
a really cute game, and then they're just scattered around the map around different kind of hidden spots, right? Some are pretty out in the open, but then you find like a spot behind the waterfall or whatever, and you're like, oh, that's cute. So it's just like, again, like it brought me back to like memories of like going to the park that was near our old place, right? Where like like there's like a waterfall there, and our parents would always tell us like not going to that area, but we did. We come
Hmm.
home, pant like our pant legs and our shoes soaking wet because we walked through like a small river.
Right,
But
right,
we
right.
just, we was like, oh no, we're out exploring. We're, doing make believe and all this other stuff. While saying that it is like a very simple, like kids like game. Again, pretty expensive set of like tools or like equipment. I don't
Yes,
know if
very
I don't
much
want to
so.
call it like equipment or gear per se because it is like a make believe game, but like you have like a bunch of shields and swords like replacements as weapons, which is kind of funny, and quote unquote combat in this game, which I
Yeah,
found
yeah.
very very cute.
So nothing can hurt you, which is great.
Yeah,
Especially like when my son kind of got behind the sticks and wanted to
yeah.
run around and stuff like that. It was good that he's good at maneuvering the character, but he's not good when things interact with him.
Okay.
So we're still trying to get there, but like um it was great for him to be able to just kind of explore, walk around. Speaking of like the tool, so like you have like a full character customization thing. Characters that you meet will give you customization items every once in a while. So like
Hmm.
I use the lightsaber because one of
Yeah.
the friends was like a space themed person. One of them is shy around your friend, like one of
Yes.
your main friends,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so part of his quest line is to make a cardboard cutout of your friend, the llama kid, and talk to it as if it's him to practice. And then you just get that as your shield. So that's what I've been using.
Yeah. It's very cute. It's very funny.
You get like ninja throwing stars, you get bubble gum, you get balloons. My
Yeah.
son likes the balloons, loves
That's
the
good.
balloons.
That's cool. You're throwing stars. They're paper ones. The ones we used to make when
Right?
we were
Yes.
like in like middle
It's
school,
not fun
elementary
time with
school.
weapons from South Park, and you're not hitting Butters in the eye with the
The
ninja
metal
star.
throw. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like you see these different groups and or cliques of kids, right? There's like one of them that's like the quote unquote
Uh
cool
huh.
kids. They're like trying to be edgy, like no, we hang out places where no one else hangs out because this is what cool kids do. And then you're trying to recruit them into the game, and then like one of them starts to crack. You're like, this seems kind of big. It seems kind of fun, actually. They're like,
Right.
yeah, I think it'd be really cool if like we hung out, because we definitely cool up the place, right? It's just like again, it's just like what young kids think cool is. You know what I mean? Or kids trying to be cool think cool is, and then like yeah, there's your main friends, and then there's like the quote unquote nerdy exploration kids, right? There's one like a kid who's like really into bugs. You have to capture a bunch of bugs on
Mm-hmm.
like around the forest for them, and again, like I mentioned in the first half, where it was inspired by like the Yakuza series in terms of like the side quests, because yeah, there's kind of like absurd, quirky nature of the characters, right? And like some people are just trying to have like a tea party in the woods, basically, right? There's like this
Right.
one character, and I guess I don't know if there's like their older sister or their mom, basically, but then like you're like again, your character's kind of like reeling people into the game. They're like, hey, you have a quest for me? And they're like, what? Hey, you have a quest for me? Uh, no. Are you sure you don't have a quest for me? Sure. Pick up 20 pieces of trash and I'll have a reward for you, I guess. And
Yeah.
so
Right.
in your character the gator, so it's just like, yeah, sweet quest. And then you go do the thing, and then you kind of come back and they're like they almost forgot that they told you to go, fuck off basically, to
Right.
go to go do something. And you pick up the 20 pieces of trash. They're like, okay, cool. Here's a trash can. I mean, a bag of holding, basically. So it's like there's like adults or like other characters who are like clearly not about the pretend playtime thing, but your character's so like endearing that they're
Right.
just kind of like, yeah, sure, whatever. I'll humor you, kid. And it's very cute. And then yeah, again, you can get like a piece of equipment or a sword, shield, or a hat. And again, you have these
Hmm.
little customization bits for your character. There was one bit where like for me, first off, your character's already dressed basically like Link, right? He's
Uh,
like
right.
he's wearing like a little hat, and then he starts off with a little green hat, right? That's what he starts off with, or you
Yeah,
find
yeah, yeah.
that
The
later.
green
Yeah,
hat, the paper sword, the paper shield. Yeah.
clearly like Link inspired. I mentioned this before, like Breath of the Wild, kind of like in terms of gameplay. And then yeah, like I ended up finding like like a random like door in a river at one point. Making like a bridge, and they're like, oh no, we got another bridge now, so you can just take
Yep.
this door. I had like the nunchucks or
Yep.
the
I used the nunchucks for a minute too.
yeah, and it's funny because it's just like kind of it's ragdolling, so it's just like kind of free flopping
Hmm.
everywhere. And again, like the quote unquote combat in this game is just like cardboard monsters that your friends and whoever else you roped into your big old game just kind of set up around the island. and nothing can really hurt. Nothing hurts you in this game, as you mentioned before.
Yeah.
So you kind of go around smacking everything up. You collect these paper scraps from them, and then you can use them as like essentially currency in like some areas to like
Mhm.
unlock new stuff or do like a mission for. There's like a couple small missions where they're like, hey, I need 20 scraps so I can make something for you. I was like I wasn't sure if there was like an achievement for it or not, but I went around the entire island to break all the targets basically. And I was like, I don't know, but it made me feel good, because again, it's just a short game. But I was like, oh, yeah, sure, 100%. Why not?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Did you end up doing like all the missions or like I guess just the main stuff? I guess technically, because I think like you don't have to get everybody to the park, right?
No, you need it's like 10 you need 35 I think it is total
Okay,
to
yeah,
get
yeah.
everybody. It's 10 for the first two and then it's 15 for the last one you need to get, I think. So I kind of just beat it and then well, it was like, all right, I'm done. Just because of my time constraints and
Of
everything going
course.
on in my vicinity during that time,
Mm-hmm.
aka the snow and everything. So but like it's something that I wouldn't mind going back and being like, hey, let me go find one or two other people, right? So
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing that at some point, but not for a little while. Not to say that I didn't enjoy the game. It's just I get a little bit of time, especially during this crunch, and I'm still playing through Digimon. It's been like a month. It's been months. I've been trying to beat this game, man. So I'm trying to finish this game so I can play something else too.
Yeah, I get you.
Also, on top of the fact that I really enjoy playing it, but I think yeah, like there is stuff to do after the fact. I haven't done it yet. Maybe one day I will.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do like a full clear of it because it does. It's one of those games. It's kind of the thing that I did with Cooking Companions, where it's like the game deserves a full clear. It
Yeah.
deserves to get all the achievements because I like it so much. So
Mm-hmm.
I will go do that eventually. And I think there's a lot to do after the fact.
Yeah. So like it's just like the rest of the like essentially villagers, right, or like townspeople, I
Yeah,
guess, right?
exactly.
It feels kind of like Animal Crossing a little bit in terms of like how cozy it is, and you kind of just have to do random stuff, right?
Yeah, that was kind of like that was kind of like my one of my notes was it feels like if this is if Animal Crossing had a story mode, like a story adventure kind of
Okay.
mode, that's kind of what this game feels like. I don't know if that's like anywhere near, but yeah, like I just that's what it kind of gave me the vibes of a lot of little animal critters hanging out, doing stuff together, right? It just kind of felt very Animal Crossing y.
It absolutely falls into that realm of like cozy games, right? Where there's like there is an objective, like one to actually
Yeah.
beat the game, but again, you kind of, for the most part, you're kind of just like welcome to just run around the island and just kind of do whatever you want. If you
Hmm.
want to schmoove, you can schmoove around. Actually, yeah, I can touch upon that actually real quick then. But yeah, you just you explore the map and you kind of do stuff and like there's a couple random like little mini games essentially strewn around the area. You mentioned like the one group of like ninja kids, the ninja stars, right? Like yeah, you find like
Hmm.
basically these kids playing pretend ninja. So they're like, you have to defeat our clan, and then you realize it's just like a bunch of like ninja cutouts,
Yeah, it's just
like
it's everything's cardboard cutouts.
yeah, and then like, and you realize like, oh, they actually have like it's almost like a third person shooter in some aspect
Right.
because the way they designed it. And it's like that's really funny. And then there's like the kid who wants to play like the space games, and then like you get like a little ray gun or like it's basically like a Nerf gun or whatever, right? Or like a water gun, I think it was, to shoot the alien monster cardboard cutouts, and that's how you break them. Um, so like yeah, you kind of again you're kind of playing with different subsets of friends and like explore the map and like see how they've set up their little game area,
Hmm.
because like, there's like a western kid, there's like a kid who's really into vampires, so he has like a lair in like a cave basically.
Yeah, I'm still wearing the like the high vampire collar
Oh, like the
in
cowl.
for my character. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm wearing mine.
yeah, I mean it's cute, like they go all out, kind of like making, playing make believe of like going all in and like, oh yeah, this is my lair, this is my domain, or this is
Hmm.
like this is what I'm really into, this is what I want to do. So again, that's kind of like the side missions of the quirky character nature basically. You realize like, the amount of like movement tech in this game.
Yeah, yeah. Eventually, you unlock a lot of different things that you can do. So you unlock like the glider, and just like in Zelda, right, where you can
Yeah,
glide around the stage. You get like the ability to slide on your shield.
yeah, you can ragdoll yourself off the mountain, and which allows you to
Hmm.
slide essentially like body slide down like
Yes.
really long hills. Yeah, it's funny, right? Because like I remember in like the first area, again, essentially like the training island of like Breath of the Wild, right? Where there's like a kid chilling like on like a small pier, right? And he's like, "Oh yeah, get down to the water as fast as you can," essentially, and like a timer starts, and you're like, "Okay," so like you run down. You can like jump onto your shield and slide down and get there within like 5 seconds or whatever. And it's like, oh my gosh, there is some movement in this game, and like you jump over and over again to like gain and accelerate, basically gain speed.
Yep, 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 yep.
And the fun part is like you can hit the water in this game. No surprise, you're a gator, right? You can like jump on the water with your shield and slide for a bit, and then like another character down the line would be like, oh yeah, heads up, if you jump as you hit the water as you're jumping again, you will continue to glide and gain even more speed. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can get around so fast in this game.
Uh-huh.
There's like these other like get to the end marker kind of missions where you're like, you have to use the balloons, then use the gum to get back into the air even higher. You know what I mean? And then like glide even further. Drop down to this area because there's a downhill slope, almost like what is it, like Tiny Wings? You know what I mean? Like that the mobile game where you press down so your character like catches like the downward part of the slope just perfectly,
Mm-hmm.
and then like launch yourself up again. And it's like there's a lot of like weird movement tech that clearly they designed into it because they tell you explicitly how to do some of it, which just opens up like another another like gameplay style for the game. Which funnily enough, I have here my notes. In February 2023, 3 months after they released the game, they added a speedrunning mode in this little tiny baby game.
Right. Great. Love it. Speaking of the water and being like, no duh, you're an alligator. I first saw like the differently colored water between the two islands, and I was like, is this gonna kill me?
Oh, like the
And then
deeper section, right?
yeah, and then it didn't, and I'm like, oh right, I'm an
Yeah,
alligator.
literally an aquatic lizard. So
There you go.
yeah,
Get it out
no
there.
fear. Like anything else major you want to touch upon here real quick? Because I got another like a post play discussion note here.
No, so that was it on my end. Really fun time. Definitely grab it when it's on sale.
Yeah, I
I
think
can't recommend it enough.
regular price it's $25, I think it was, or $20, which is a little steep for a 2-3 hour game, right?
My thought exactly.
But it's a 3-man dev team. Indie teams obviously got to eat,
True.
So
No, very true.
I think I did end up buying this on sale. I think it was like $10, 10 or 15, which I think that's like a bit of like more of a closer price for what I
Mhm.
would regularly pay for this game. Yeah, and the game will actually be receiving a full length expansion in like, hold on, calendar,
Yesterday.
yesterday. Date of this episode coming out, the expansion will be coming out the day
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
So February 12th. So go ahead and check that out if you have already played the game and didn't realize there was one coming out. It's like full length. So again, like this game was 2-3 hours long or so for like a regular ish, maybe a little bit extras playthrough. DLC's a Little Gator Game in the Dark. So I watched. I kind of checked back in on the store page, and they have, it's at night now. There's like lanterns and like campfires lit around. Basically, it's just very cute aesthetic still.
Mhm.
Obviously, it's not gonna become like a full blown horror game or anything.
No, no kidding. Yeah, no shot.
But there's more stuff. Like kind of more like cave systems, some more like zip lines you can kind of walk around or whatever, or like balance lines you kind of walk around and explore the caves basically of this game. Which is also kind of funny that like full rain to explore this area, and you realize
Mhm.
you can climb on top of a mountain, then ragdoll yourself off, or climb like a radio tower at one point for the expansion of your climbing abilities. Which it's like, I think it's like stickers, right? Like the little monkey character gives
Yes.
you to
Perfectly
increase
safe, by the way.
Yeah, totally. Just go out and climb electrical towers or those power poles that are strewn around whatever state you're in. Don't do that. Please don't do that.
No, please do not touch power
and
wires
please watch
at all.
please watch your children.
Yes.
Don't let them just do do not do the things that this little child gator does in this game. Yeah, so it's just more. I'm not. I don't think they announced a price on their store page. Again, it's been a bit.
I
of a
haven't
since
seen it.
checked it, but yeah. So I'm not sure if it's like a full, like if it's gonna be like the same price, or that they're gonna do like a DLC a paid DLC thing, or if it's a free DLC. I haven't. They have a post there, but I didn't check it out yet. But yeah, if you like this, kind of really simple, cozy, little more than like an Animal Crossing game or the other like just kind of home building type of games. Yeah, I would highly recommend for people to check this one out.
For sure.
And again support like a small indie team that made a a pretty basically like a baby's first Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Like, again, kind of like how I really personally see it, because of like in terms of like the movement tech, how the freedom of exploration, and how easy it is to kind of just get around the area of this map, basically. So, yeah, again, highly recommend the game, and I'm glad you had a good time with it. And and glad to hear your son got a little bit of time behind the sticks. So that's cute.
For sure. It was it's fun for him. Maybe as he gets a little older here, it'll be his first game.
Yeah, kind of handle the 3D space a little bit. Like no interference, you know what I mean? Because you don't have any monsters. It's not like I used to recommend like Kirby Forgotten Land as like a very good for kids first 3D game, because it is very simple to play and very generous in terms of playing it. But this even more so, I think, is like kind of like a really good way for entry into like that 3D game space for young players. Things would be very, very. I highly recommend it.
For sure.
Okay, I think that'll be it on my end. Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it for me.
Cool. Again, nice and short, nice and simple here for a nice and simple, cozy game. Good to hear you enjoyed it. Listeners, thanks so much for tuning in for this one. Again, it's a little bit short, but again, that's kind of the whole point, is a short, easy game to get through. If you guys like this episode, leave us a like, share us with a friend, leave us a review. Share it to a friend with a young child who's like really who's like kind of curious about getting into video games, and you want to like have them not play slop garbage. I think there's a good way to get into it.
Agreed.
We really appreciate the support from all of you guys, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.
Later, Gators.
Hey, there you go. The dad jokes. I mean, I guess expected from you, I guess.
My cable got stuck to my hand, so you're going to hear it hit the desk.